Hi guys, my name is Tommy. Today I will talk about a story called Living in Space. But first we're gonna talk about astronauts and rockets. So here can you see this is an astronaut. Do you know what an astronaut goes to? He goes into space. Space is out of Earth, means it has stars and moon. So, do you know what the astronaut needs to go into space? He needs 10 to 10, a spacesuit, and he has a uniform that he wears his spacesuit on. So can you see? He can wear the spacesuit on his body. And do you know what he sits on? He sits on a chair, just like a normal car. But it is not a car, a chair or a car. It is a chair for a rocket. And the astronauts lie until the rocket lifts up. And the rocket will take the astronaut to space. But when the rocket arrives, he puts on his spacesuit, then jumps out of his rocket, and then he jumps and jumps and jumps and jumps on the moon, because there is no gravity on space or on the moon. If from the moon you look at Earth, Earth is teeny tiny, like when we from Earth. But we look at Jupiter. Jupiter is small, like a bright little star. It is the smallest star in the whole wide world. So, do you know what the astronaut needs? At the back of his rocket, he needs a space toilet. When he needs to go to the toilet, he goes then into the space toilet, and he goes to the toilet. When he finishes, he reads a book about space or science it is. So we have a lot of book about science, and we have some tools that astronauts need. They only need one tool. They need a space axe and a space gun. Do you know what they use a space gun for? They use a space gun to fix their rocket when they are in space. But when they use a drill, they could not fix their rocket because a drill is weaker than a space gun, and a normal axe is weaker than a space axe. When you use a space axe and you boom on the rocket, it smashes into two pieces. And if you use a drill, you will only drill one hole. But if you use this, you can drill two holes at a time. You bend it and you drill two holes at a time. But a normal drill can only drill one hole. So then we're gonna talk about the story. The story is called Living in Space. So can you see, he can live in space because he has a lot of oxygen in his I get up the person. So he has a lot of oxygen in here. He uses it to fly, or he uses it to breathe. And do you know what this rocket needs to fly so high? It needs do you know what's in here? It needs an engine. When you say it's engine or engine, you say or engine or engine. So next we're gonna talk about the parts of the spaceship. The spaceship. Do you know what's up here? Up here is called the shuttle. The shuttle is where the people fly in and wait for a rocket to lift up, and he will fly up into space. Yeah, the space rocket is flying. So the rocket has the shuttle. Then do you know what's here? It's where the rocket blasts out all of its gas, so it can fly up into space. But it doesn't travel so fast, it will be pulled down by the Earth's gravity, and it cannot explore space. And do you know what's back here? This is the tool shed, or you say it's a tool bucket. We use the tool bucket to put tools in. Like we have a bucket here, and we use this to close the bucket. And the bucket is filled of his tools. And can you see here? This is one of the parts of the spaceship. It is on here, and this is the uniform that he wears last time when he goes to space. But there's no oxygen in this uniform, so this man's dad hasn't got this, so he died in space. Then his son growed up to a man like this, and he has oxygen, so he doesn't die. He just jump on space, and he goes on his rocket and fly back to Earth. And do you know where he lives? He lives in America, the southern America. Means that he lives in the south of America. Means he lives in Mexico. Mexico can also speak English. So a rocket is just like this, or it can be another rocket, like other kinds of rockets. And this is, do you know what kind of rocket this is? This is an air cylinder rocket. It is the fastest rocket in the whole wide world. This air cylinder rocket is super. It flies underground, it flies up high in the sky, or it can even fly in space or underwater. So, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe at Learning English with Tommy or Story English with Tommy. So, goodbye!